Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning into TradeChat. My name is Panzer, and today I'm going to be bringing you 39 things about patch 7.1. I hope that you enjoy this video, and if you do, remember to rate it thumbs up. As you probably expected, much like any other World of Warcraft major content patch, we can expect to see some class changes, tuning, tweaking, and balancing. I'm not going to get into all of the specifics in this video, but if you're interested in what is happening to your class, there will be a link in the info below. In patch 7.1, once you have unlocked world quests on one character, they will then be unlocked on an account-wide level. That means you'll no longer have to grind out that friendly rep in order to do world quests as long as you've already done it on one character. Along with this, we're also going to see account-wide unlocks for Archway and Court of Stars. Once the patch goes live, the Transmogrifier will offer the new option to hide your belt, meaning that we can hide our helmets, our shoulders, our capes, our belts. If you have the cosmetic item, you can hide your shoes. We're so close to being able to play the game naked. I mean, like, your character being naked, not you being naked. I mean, you could be naked and play WoW anytime you want. You do whatever makes you happy. Players will also be seeing some UI improvements once the patch goes live. For instance, in your bags, any gear that is an upgrade will now have this little indicator icon. The macro window is being massively expanded, and there will be a quick join option on your friends list. In addition to the UI updates, players will also be seeing some flight path improvements. In patch 7.1, players will notice that story quests now appear on the flight path map. Also, flight map lines will be simplified. The Action Cam is returning in patch 7.1. Now, if you missed out on the Action Cam being available to play, don't feel bad because it wasn't one of those like readily available options. You had to use console commands. But anyways, it was very cool. It's this sort of over-the-shoulder view of World of Warcraft that gives you a more connected feeling with the world, I guess. The camera is dynamic and it sort of moves to try to suit what would work best for you at the time. It is very, very cool. I'm going to include a link in the info below if you want to see what it looks like. They had to take it out for a little while because it was causing some people to be like motion sick, and they also had issues with it turning on its own and then people being like, what is going on, and not knowing how to shut it off. So they disabled it temporarily. Now it is coming back. Hopefully it's all fixed because it looks very, very cool and I can't wait to try it out. Profession updates will be coming with this patch, including a visual upgrade for the cooking fire, new food and first aid recipes, a 2500 all-stat potion recipe, a 30-slot bag pattern for tailors, new glyphs and Vantis runes for Trials of Valor, and Legion drums, which will increase your haste by 25% for 40 seconds. And before you ask, yes, they do give you the sated debuff. They do, yeah. Patch 7.1 will be introducing a new NPC who allows players to trade Blood of Sargeras for other crafting materials or Order Hall resources. There are a whole bunch of new bobbers that you can get for fishing, and they're adorable. There's the wooden Pepe, the Murloc head, the squeaky duck, the tugboat, the cat head, and the can of worms. When the Darkmoon Fair is in town, players can fish up Darkmoon Daggermaw, which after this patch can be traded in for a new mount called the Darkwater Skate. And of course, one of the most anticipated parts of 7.1 is the return to Karazhan dungeon, which will be available to players on October 25th.
The Master has been gone for so very long. Preparations must be made.
New Karazhan is not a replacement for old Karazhan. Both of these instances will exist at the same time. So if you're still farming stuff in the Karazhan raid from Burning Crusade, you will still be able to do that after 7.1. New Karazhan is a 9-boss, 5-man raid Mythic difficulty dungeon. There will not be a Mythic Plus option. There are 9 bosses total, some of which are nods to bosses from old Karazhan and some of which are completely new. The base item level for loot out of New Karazhan is 855 or 860 until you get to the last boss where it is 875. You'll be able to earn Moros as a class hall champion. And since we're talking about loot, it seems like a good time to mention that there are going to be some updated mount models available from New Kara, including Midnight's Eternal Rains and the Smoldering Ember Worm. While these are updated models of old mounts, the old mounts will still exist and be obtainable. In order to unlock New Karazhan, you will be required to do a short attunement-style quest that requires you to do some mythic dungeons. Karazhan is not the only major piece of PvE content which we'll be getting in patch 7.1. In fact, a couple weeks later on November 8th, we'll also be treated to a brand new raid called Trials of Valor. Trials of Valor will tie up the Stormheim storyline. There will be 3 total bosses, including Odin, Guarm, and Helya. The base item level for loot dropping from Trials of Valor will be 5 item levels higher than Emerald Nightmare on the same difficulty. Along with the actual gear loot that players can earn from Trials of Valor, there will also be new transmog sets for each armor type: Cloth, Leather, Mail, and Plate. If you defeat Mythic Helya, you'll be rewarded with the Chosen title, which is a pretty badass title. Trials of Valor, of course, is going to tie up the storyline in Stormheim, but with 7.1 players will also be getting a new batch of story quests in Stormheim to fill in some of those gaps. 7.1 will also be bringing players a new batch of world quests for a brand new rep called the Helajar. I don't know how to say these words because I'm not a Viking. I'm sorry. Along with the quests that will be added to unlock Karazhan, the new storyline quests in Stormheim, the new world quest for the new Helahar rep, players will also be getting a 9-week Suramar campaign that will eventually reward you with the Arcanist Mana Saber mount. There'll also be some new Suramar world quests, because quests, am I right? 7.1 will also be adding a new world event where everyone can earn a toy and hunters can earn the ability to tame some mechanical spiders. Also arriving in 7.1 are a new set of world quests which will allow players to earn Falcosaurus pets and mounts. This will work really similarly to the Horde quest that was in Ungoro, where you have to get the baby raptor and then you raise him and then he turns into a grown-up raptor and then you ride him around and you live happily ever after. Even better than the mount, though, is that the Falcosaurus pets will have these little accessories which you can collect for them. 7.1 will be introducing a brand new reputation called Talon's Vengeance. With this reputation, players can earn things like the Ivory Hawkstrider mount, an Arakoa costume toy, and a PvP-ish trinket. In the data for 7.1, we also saw this Rockspine Basilisk mount, as well as this Arcane Stormcrow mount, although we have no idea how they're earned yet or if they'll even be earnable in 7.1. But the Stormcrow was so freaking cool that I had to mention it. And if I mentioned the Stormcrow, I had to be fair and mention the Basilisk. So that's why we're here. Now you're all caught up. In patch 7.1, Horde players can earn the prestigious War Wolf mount, and Alliance players can earn the prestigious War Steed mount by completing an achievement that requires you to do a whole mess of world PvP quests. And since we're on the topic of PvP, 7.1 will be the beginning of the new season. And with the beginning of the new PvP season, Blizzard will also be increasing the prestige cap, meaning that you will now be able to prestige up to level 8. The Nagrand Arena is getting a visual overhaul in patch 7.1. Pet battlers, rejoice because we are finally getting a new Raiding with Leashes achievement. This one is called Wrath of the Lich King, and there will be 16 pets available from ICC, Ulduar, and Trial of the Crusader. Once you complete this achievement, you'll be able to fight Algalon's battle pet team to earn a little celestial bunny pet who is very, very cute and sparkly, and those are things I like, so I'm gonna have to get that. It's important. It's important. 7.1 will also be patching in some updates for upcoming holiday events. So Noble Garden will have a new Noble Garden bunny pet, Midsummer will have some new achievements, as well as a Flameling pet and a Book of Matches toy, and Love is in the Air will have a new Love Boat toy as well as a tonic item. So yay for updates to old events. I like that. I approve. Patch 7.1 is also adding in all of the stuff for Diablo's 20th anniversary in-game event. Now, we don't know too much about this yet, but I do know there's going to be a currency called Stone of Jordan, and there's going to be some items that you can either earn or purchase with that currency. There is the blank tomes, which you can combine 10 of them to create a Tome of Town Portal toy, which is essentially a Hearthstone that's also a toy. In addition to that, there's also the Scroll of Town Portal, which is a one-time use Hearthstone item. Then there is a guitar, which plays some of the music from Diablo. That's a toy. And on top of that, there's also Haradric's Satchel, which is a 28-slot bag. So I'm really, really excited for this. I'm a big fan of Diablo, and I'm excited to see some little Diablo stuff going on in game, and I'm hoping that this is almost like a full-blown holiday event as opposed to just a login and get stuff. I really hope that we have to go do quests and earn stuff, but I don't know yet. That's just what I'm hoping. And last but not least, the most important change, in my opinion, coming in patch 7.1 is that in Suramar, if you are a shaman, Ghost Wolf will no longer break your costume. Instead, you'll turn into one of these sweet mana sabers. This is an enormously huge, amazing quality of life change for shamans. If you're not a shaman and you don't appreciate this, I don't really care, because I, for one, needed this in my life. You have no idea how many times I've been just running along and I'm like, oh, I'm running, so I should Ghost Wolf, and you just habitually click Ghost Wolf, and then they're like, an illusion, what are you hiding? I'm not hiding anything, I'm a wolf, I'm clearly a wolf right in front of you. But if you turn into the Sandstone Drake, they're like, oh, that's normal, just a dragon walking along, no big deal. So this was always stupid, and I'm so glad they fixed it, and I'm sorry that I just got a little triggered right here, but you don't know how many times I've had to jump in the water, or the basket, or go full shaman and just let them kill me and reincarnate when they leave. I don't know why anybody subscribes to me. I really don't. But that is my list of 39 things coming in patch 7.1. Let me know in the comment section below what you are most excited for in 7.1. For me, it is obviously that Ghost Wolf, Mana Saber, life-saving thing that's about to happen, because some of us just habitually click Ghost Wolf anytime we're running and then we get killed. An illusion. What are you hiding? What are you hiding? What are you hiding? Anyways, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. I love you all. You're in my hearts. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. 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 Once you've unlocked world quests, blah, blah, whatever. This is a big quality of life. We're like one step closer to being able to play naked. I mean, like in the game. I mean, we all play naked all the time, right? That's normal. And if you have the transmedic.